Welcome back. Oops, my camera is off. I do apologize. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to my channel, to our live reaction and player ratings live stream following Chelsea 2, Arsenal 4, and I didn't realize we turned Stamford Bridge into a circus. I was not aware. Like, I know the new owners are coming in and we're supposed to build a new stadium, but I was not aware that we've already built the circus instead of a stadium. What the flipping heck is that? What is that? And there's not going to be like, oh, he was more bad than the other one, or he... Don't give a flipping shit, man. What are these players doing? Starting off in goal, Mendy, what? Christensen, what? Sarr, what? Reece James half the time defensively, what? Thiago Silva, what? Alonso, what? Aspi, great goal to be fair. Ruben, starts well. Do you do anything other than just control it, pass it to someone? I mean, to be fair, all the fans always have a go at him when he runs and then loses the ball, and now they will have a go at him when he doesn't. No, but well, see, that's what swings around. Kante. Who has kidnapped Kante? Because what we are seeing is not Ngolo Kante. The man is late to every challenge. Every challenge. Mount, good first half. Great corner deliveries. Can he do everything by himself? No. But was it amazing in the second half? Absolutely not. Poor as well. Timo, Werner, good first half. Very good first half. Got a goal as much as he's lucky. But at least he worked his socks off. Lukaku, oh my days. It's like the president of the clown show. The man is shit. Nah, man. Honestly, I just want to... I want to cry and punch things at the same time. That's what I want to do. I haven't even seen the chat yet. If there's Arsenal fans, F off. If there's Chelsea fans, hello. Subscribe, please. And smash the like button. But what are we doing? Con obviously should be joining us. He will be hopefully here very soon. I hope. What is that? I can't handle it, bro. Like, every time we play Arsenal and Man United, and brilliant, in just 8 days' time, we get to do it all over again against Man United. Brilliant. And West Ham in the middle. They're also one of those teams that we love to have an absolute howler against. Every time we play Arsenal and Man United, we're the way better team every time, and we just basically score 17 own goals. Every time. What is wrong with that? What are we doing? This is an absolute clown show. We were worse in the second half than we were in the first half. What did Tuchel do at halftime? I understand some rest. Why did Thiago Silva not play? He was rested on Sunday. Was he not fit? If he's not fit, why did he play the rest of the set? Why did he play after 45 minutes? That tells me he could have started. Why wouldn't you start him? Why would you rest all the players at once against Arsenal? Our home form in the table of home form, Chelsea is 8th. 8th. Remember the days when we didn't lose a home game for 4 years. 8th in the home form table. My days, I cannot handle this. I am so annoyed. We play like, nah. Clutch, please. I'll just shout myself into insanity. I don't even know what to ask you. Just give me your thoughts, please.
I think you hit the nail on the head with it. What kind of circus was that? We sit here after every game and we're like, oh, we're so bad the first half, and then we come out as the second half and we're miles better. It was opposite day. We can blame the defense all we want, but in the second half, the offense just wasn't there. It was not there. We passed forward, then we passed back. We passed forward, we passed back. As much as Lukaku's also to blame for that, there's two other people around him who were very good in the first half and not good in the second half. I mean, I see a lot of people saying Tuchel takes the blame. But what do you want him to do? I'm usually one who's very fair when it comes to criticizing Tuchel. But what do you need to do? You need to rest at some point. We had a game on Sunday, which is why I would have rested Timo Werner. But why is Silva not starting? I said yesterday we needed to rest Rudiger. We didn't rest him because we needed to. We rested him because he got hurt. Because all we do is we keep playing Rudiger because we have to. I don't understand things. I don't blame Tuchel so much for the loss today. But there's a lot of things that we need to start looking into the mirror and understanding with ourselves. Lukaku does not fit this style of play. I'm sorry. I would love for it to make it work. Me and Pius were talking yesterday. I would love for him to work. But Tuchel's not a counter-attacking manager, and he will never be. Lukaku will never transition to that kind of player. So why do we keep persisting with it? At some point, we do need to rest Havertz. Yes, fair enough. Today, I did have no complaints about Lukaku starting. But it's just every time I see it, my eyes bleed. My eyes bleed. As much as I go after Timo Werner, he had a very good first half. His touches were fine. The only thing that was bad with him in the first half was passing. Then second half, didn't matter. Like today was just a clown show. The defense didn't show up, but sometimes with that's how it goes. Sometimes your defense doesn't show up because you have Andres Christensen who knows we make mistakes. How many times has he gotten hooked at halftime because he just played terrible in the first half? We're probably on the 5th or 6th time for him to doing that. So what are you doing? And like Lauren said on Twitter earlier, it's not because he's going to Barcelona. It's just because he's prone to make mistakes. That's just him. There's a lot of things that we've been needing to look at. And today it was just all around embarrassing. Arsenal are not a good team. They're a decent team. They're not a good team. They're not us. And yet here we are. We just lost 4-2 to them. Same score. Well, not same score as Brentford, but we still lost 4 just like we did against Brentford. What are we doing?
Bro, and that fourth goal, like, it didn't matter at that point. In my opinion, it was 0. And I mean, 0 hope that we were going to score with the way we played in the second half after going 3-2 down. But that penalty is up there with the most outrageous penalty decisions I've ever seen. Because sometimes, obviously, you see, like, clear fouls and not given as penalties. That happens. But what you so rarely see, especially since VAR, Saka literally fouled Azpilicueta. He literally pulls him by the arm. Azpi is literally trying to get away because the ball wasn't going anywhere near Saka anyway. And then the ref gives a penalty. And VAR, it didn't matter. Like, I'm not sat here trying to blame the referee. The only thing he should have done is literally book Ramsdale for time wasting after the second they went 1-0 up. Because, I mean, that's all he was doing tonight. I mean, he wasn't saving any shots, that's for sure. I mean, I'm an embarrassing goal to concede for him from Timo Werner, that deflected shot. But that penalty must be one of the worst decisions I've ever seen. Like, I cannot even, like, I cannot even put things into words. Like, I mean, like Clash explained a minute ago, if you didn't catch on or if you forgot or whatever else, Antonio Rudiger, for once, didn't play today because he was injured. He's minorly injured. His groin injury that he went down with during the FA Cup semi-final on Sunday with already. Then obviously continued playing and seemed fine, but it's only a minor injury, so he might even be back for West Ham on the weekend. But wow. I cannot believe that. Oh, my days. Yeah, no Rudiger. And no Rudiger apparently means no defending. Because also Thiago Silva wasn't good defensively when he came on. Christensen, I mean, I don't know. Did Christensen do that much wrong other than his big mistake? I don't know. I don't understand why he was the one that was subbed off. I don't understand that one either. Like, I'm not saying he was good, but was he the problem? Looking at the second half, clearly not, mate. Reece James, right centre back, sure, yeah, fair enough. But so you have to rest Thiago Silva twice in a row, and you have to apparently rest. Well, Rudiger wasn't fit, and you have to apparently rest Kai Havertz, but Reece James plays absolutely fine. Midfield 2 of Ruben and Kante. They couldn't even decide which one goes, which one sits. It was in the first half, it was Kante that sat and Ruben that went. Pretty good. Second half, we switched around. Oh, one day was awful. Because Ruben's then way too safe and Kante just did fuck all positive all night and just constantly lost every duel he was in. And I don't give a shit if you love Kante and you think, oh, I'm harsh on Kante. No, you, for some reason, love Kante more than any other human being that's ever existed. And you defend him, just wait. Like, it's so stupid how people defend Kante. Like, it's okay. It's okay and he's bad. You're allowed to say it. Like, it is a thing. My days. Like, oh my, I honestly, I'm so wow. Oh, Con is already here. I thought I heard the sound, but I wasn't sure. Hello, Con. I'm not sure how much of my rant you just heard there, but I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. And sorry, Fantasy PGA Tour, but because Sarr's left foot and he played left-sided centre-back, that's why, because you don't just throw a 22-year-old, 23-year-old, Trevor Chalobah into left centre-back, which he's never played. That's why. Like, sorry, but man, stop asking stupid questions. Like, come on. Sorry if I'm harsh now, but things like that just piss me off. Like, come on. You can't. Like, why is someone playing over? Yeah, because not his position. What are you going to say? Why is Mendy playing over Lukaku? Is the next thing you're going to say. My days. Con, you're as angry as me, I presume, yes?
What do you think, bro? I am fuming. Like, sorry I was late. I got caught up running on the space. I got all my profanity out on there. But this performance today was absolutely shocking, bro. Absolutely shocking. What did I watch? Every single one of their goals. Embarrassing, man. What is it now? Every team turns up to Stamford Bridge and just stat pads us, bro. We just bend over for them at the bridge. And tonight was the only time it's just season ticket holders tonight, wasn't it? These are the gatekeepers, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, people who are watching from overseas, these are the people who tell you you're not a proper fan and they gatekeep this Chelsea fan base. But yet, when it's only them at that Stamford Bridge, make zero noise and get out some by Arsenal. Proper Chelsea for you. The fans tonight were absolutely awful. The team tonight was absolutely awful. Tuchel today was absolutely awful. 4-2 to Arsenal, bro. I can deal with getting stat padded by Brentford, bro. I will get angry for a night and I'll leave it at that. But losing like that to Arsenal Football Club at Stamford Bridge, bro, that hits me on a different level. I am fuming.
Bro, I can't even put it into words. Like, honestly, the second we don't have Rudiger, it just becomes a shit show. Like, not like we haven't had shit shows with Rudiger, example be Brentford, but today it was like none of them could defend anymore. And this is the guy who doesn't have a contract yet. Do we know how fucked we are? Does anyone in this boardroom understand how fucked we are? My days. Get Bowley in tomorrow. Like, just get him in because this whole club needs to do a whole spin around. We're almost as bad as Man United. How do we always capitulate against fucking Arsenal? Bro, Arsenal, they finished 8th twice in a row. 8th. Top 6. They're not even in the top 7. Nah, man, this is ridiculous. We're a bunch of clowns. Everyone is a bunch of a clown. Why does Romelu Lukaku be fat at Man United, goes to Inter, perfect, comes back to Chelsea, fat again? What do we do? Where are our nutritionists? How is that possible? The guy didn't win a single header. He's 6'4". How? I cannot comprehend this.
Yeah, bro. I don't want to hear no excuses, bro, for Lukaku tonight saying like, oh, he didn't get that many touches. Because Nketiah, he's terrible, bro. He's such
before the game, I'm not sure if you heard it too. When they said before the game he hasn't scored a Premier League goal this season, bro, I knew he was scoring. It was the most bait thing I've ever heard of.
How is Nketiah putting 2 past us, but a 100 million striker can't win a header over Rob Holding or Gabriel or Ben White, Mr. Towie over there in his sunbeds? You having a laugh? And you're right. How comes that in? Oh, he looked pretty slim. He was running. He was full of energy. When he comes here, he looks like he don't care. How can we not get angry at that? He's your 100 million player. He's 28 years of old. He's an example to a lot of the younger guys at the club. If he's not performing, Azpi today, what was he doing with Saka, by the way? Azpi, what are you doing? Like, bro, I hope for the sake of our new owners, clear out of the board. At first, I wanted Marina to stay just for a little bit of continuity, bro. Get rid of this board, bro. Because signings like Lukaku for 100 million, having Sarr as an option anyway, what is that? The club trying to make a quick buck, they couldn't sell him, and Tuchel has to use him. Out of position as well. Marcus Alonso still being here hurts my head. No disrespect to Azpi, love him, club legend. But why has he played so many games this season, Laurenz? Why has he played that many games for Chelsea this season? I don't understand it.
Injured.
I don't get it, bro. I really don't get it. I know we're not winning the Premier League. Fairs. We're at the Champions League. Fairs. I get there's not much to play for, but come on. Have some respect for yourselves, lads. Have some respect. You lost 4-2 to Arsenal. Bro, did you see the team? They had a pivot of Xhaka and El Neni. How did we get bossed in midfield by Xhaka and El Neni? Kante, Loftus. Look at yourself, man. And can I just say, Loftus-Cheek, I have a bit of sympathy for. Even though I thought that performance was awful. In a pivot, we know Loftus-Cheek isn't it. He shouldn't be playing there. It is what it is. Ngolo, I also had a little bit of sympathy for, because even though he's absolutely awful, maybe if this football club didn't rush him back every single time from injury and let this guy actually recover for once, we wouldn't see performances like this.
Nah, I'm sorry, bro.
Bro, it was always going to happen. Bro, it was always going to happen, bro. He never came back fit. When he came back from injury, he was never 100%. That was always going to be the result of what we was doing to him. Face it or not, he can do better, 100%. His decision making, 100% you could put on him tonight because he made some bad decisions. But we're never going to keep N'Golo Kante, especially how demanding and like how much he runs. When you don't let him recover, that was always going to be the result. I'm fuming, bro. I'm sorry.
Bro, I'm all the same. I mean, I don't agree with you on the whole Azpi thing. For me, that's one that I've ever seen. But still, to some extent, now I don't even know what he's doing. If Saka's holding on to his arm, what's he going to do about it? I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, this is the team. This is what we turned up with. Yeah, we all knew Lukaku was going to start brilliant. Why it had to be Werner next time, I don't understand. But I suppose it worked. I mean, it didn't because Lukaku was awful. But Lukaku probably would have been awful no matter who it was against. And Werner, to be fair, played well. So fair play. Mount played well. Fair play. His corners today were unbelievable. Fair play to him. Ruben, first half was good. Second half was just too safe. I don't think he was bad. I know everyone's going to disagree with that, but I'm used to that. He just kept it. He got the ball past it sideways, backwards. Like, he never lost the ball. He never did anything wrong in that sense. But he just slowed it down. But obviously, that's what happens. Like, obviously, when Arsenal we gift them 3 goals, they just put, they didn't even put 11 men. They put 17 men behind the ball, and then we just couldn't do anything. Like, and that's not trying to excuse Kante or Ruben or any of the creators. But obviously, if you make mistakes like that, they're just going to park the bus at some point. And at some point, you're not going to break them down. I mean, we should have been able to break them down because it's Arsenal. But then, obviously, when you make one mistake after the other and everyone's having a bad game, then everyone's confidence and motivation, everything's just down. So then, obviously, nothing's going to happen. And I still can't comprehend why Thiago Silva, why for Christensen? Why was that the change? You could have taken Alonso off. To be fair, Alonso second half wasn't even struggling as much as first half, so maybe it was okay to leave him on. But you could have taken Sarr off. You could have just put Christensen in left centre back. Are you really trying to tell me that Christensen was worse in the first half than Sarr? Really? Why was it Christensen that came off? I'm not going to be, he's in Barcelona. No. No, as if he did that on purpose. Like, come on, get in the bin now. He's just shit.
Laurenz,
he made a stupid mistake. That can happen. It's a really bad mistake, and we will criticise him, we will slate him for it, but it's got fuck all to do with whether he's going to Barcelona in the summer or not. Absolutely nothing to do with that. Like, if anything, he hasn't signed a contract yet. If anything, the fact that he's going to Barcelona in summer will make him play better now because he hasn't signed it yet, or maybe he has, I guess. We don't know. But Laurenz, if anything, he wants to make sure he put, has a good position when he gets to Xavi. He doesn't want to look like the clown that gives away goals every other day. So, like, that, in my opinion, has nothing to do with it. My days. And Mendy, can he save anything these days? So, sorry. Can he? My days. I am fuming. Sorry, Clutch, go on.
Tuchel just said in the post-match that Christensen got injured in the first half and couldn't continue.
All right, Christensen got injured. Sorry, I take it back. But still, why is he injured again? The next clown. Stop getting injured. Why is everyone getting injured?
And bro, can I make a point?
You can't be telling me Christensen's overplayed. That's why the guy's barely playing 2022.
Bro, can I make a point as well? I thought our build-up and getting caught in transition was a Jorginho problem, by the way. Just saying. This is why I say it, bro. I'm not like some massive Jorginho lover, bro. I'm not. Like, I like him a lot. Is he my favourite player? No. But the reason I get so defensive about it because it's a Chelsea problem. It's not a Jorginho problem. And people refuse to accept that it's more than one single player. Tonight, we were so slow in build-up. That second half was embarrassing. I don't know which half annoyed me more. But the fact that we got caught so easy in transition, bro, it's not just a Jorginho problem. It's a Chelsea problem. It's these win-backs. It's awful backups at centre-back. Maiden Sarr, I think he has the worst performance of this year from any player in world football. Oh, I'm so annoyed, bro.
Like, I can't even put it into words. Like, Mendy, Sarr actually has a good spell of 5 games around Christmas when everybody else was shit. Sarr was actually okay. And now, every time he plays, it's a shit show. And sorry, what am I hearing here? What I just read from Thomas Tuchel here. Unbelievable. Tuchel says, Christensen was injured. We know that, blah, blah. He goes on to blame the pitch, for his mistake, covering him fully, saying the home pitch is a problem in general for Chelsea. It's a very, very difficult pitch here. It's not 12-5. Well, then fucking fix it. Get that fucking lawnmower out and go out there and fix it. This is our stadium. Fix it then. How dare you blame the pitch? What is it, Ty from Arsenal Fan TV? Sorry? No, that's ridiculous. Maybe it's just the German gene, because Klopp loves nothing else than complaining about the most ridiculous things as well. My days, that's the most. Fix it. How did he complain about our own pitch? As if he couldn't have a chat with the guy that fixes the pitch at Stamford Bridge. As if he couldn't tell him, can you make it better, please? Nah, man. No. I'm fuming. What can I see here? It's not about individual players. Defeat showing Antonio Rudiger's importance. We need to have the tactics right. It's doubtful if I had this right. And you need the team selection right. It's doubtful I got that right. Well, you say that way too much from a personal preference. Can't even lie. And by no means am I saying Tuchel out. By no means am I saying I hate Tuchel now. But he just needs to not make changes. What? We literally took Lukaku off after 59 minutes. And we made a sub at half-time. I don't understand what you're talking about. But anyway. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. It's unbelievable. Clutch. Why don't we start with Mendy? And I know someone said it's not Mendy's fault. No, it's not Mendy's fault. But that's third goal. Nketiah's right in front of him. Even the Christensen mistake. What Christensen does, I don't understand. First, he mishits the ball, as if he doesn't realize it the second he touches the foot that he mishit it. Why does he not storm after it? I reckon because Sarr was there to at least try to cover. If Christensen also came back to cover, I don't think we concede that. But also, Mendy, Christensen points at Mendy to come out and he just didn't come out. Would it have been the right thing to come out? I don't know. But also on the third goal, it wasn't even in the corner. So, Clutch, your thoughts on Mendy? His distribution wasn't even... No, I tell a lie. It was decent first few minutes of the game. And then we tried to build it up from the back every time. Every time we went back to Mendy, punted it long, either out of play, straight to Arsenal, or in the direction of Lukaku, and he lost every header. So every time we gave Mendy the ball, he punted it and we lost the ball and gave it back to Arsenal. Every time. Every time. What? Why? Why is that the case? Man, I don't understand. Sorry, Clutch.
Mendy made one save that I can remember, which was off of the cross. I think it was a cross from Tavares, that he stuck a leg out for. I think that's the only one I can remember.
To be fair, that was a decent save, actually. But there was one in the second half, which is from, Nketiah maybe, but not a
I think the goal where Thiago got spun, saved it, and then was it Kante or Sarr that had one of them together. Yeah, and then I thought he should have saved that. I thought that was
that's what I'm saying.
Savable shot. But it's just it's weird. It's like his confidence is gone, and confidence is probably the best thing for any player, obviously. So I still think he's our number one goalie, but at the same time, what happened? Last year he'd save everything. Now he's not saving anything. We just in the last 2 weeks, second time, 3 weeks that we've let go 4 goals, 3 goals, whatever it was. How do we keep doing that? It's not always on the defense, because today, yes, there was a lot of defensive errors, yes, but it's not always on that. You sometimes need a goalie to come out and make a save to kind of energize things, bring it back, and he didn't do it today. 4, 5. I like Mendy, so I'm going to go 5. I think it's too high.
You can do 4.5 if you want.
4.5 in the middle.
There you go. Con, what about you? Do you think he should have saved that third goal at the time? Which
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I can't call him the best goalkeeper in the world if this guy never makes a world-class save. How can I keep calling him the best goalkeeper in the world when he never bows us out anymore? Last season he saves one of these shots. This season just doesn't really balance out. The second half of the season he hasn't.
Emil Smith-Rowe shot, he didn't even go for it. It was very far in the corner, but there was no power on that.
I don't know what's been up with him, bro. Even his distribution. I don't know what's up with him. I don't get it. I love the guy, but I can't. I keep ignoring certain things in his performances, bro. Week in, week out. I can't do it anymore. Don't know what's going on with him, bro. Just fix up, Mendy. I beg, please. With the Christensen thing, why is he starting position so far back? Why is he so deep there? Why are you not further out? I don't get it.
If that's Alisson or Edison, when that ball comes over the top, yeah, very good point.
I'm not blaming him. That's Christensen's fault. But, maybe if he was like an Alisson Edison where his starting position's a lot further, something else could have happened there,
He would have just cleaned it up if he was higher out.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know why he was so deep, why his starting position was that bad. I don't get it. Don't get it, bro.
Well, what rating would you give him?
He conceded 4 goals, so let's give him a 4. Did he even make a save today?
1, maybe 2. That's it.
Oh, no, I'm giving him a 3, man. No, Mendy, you're doing my head in. You're getting a 3.
Fair. I was going to say 4. I leave it at 4, but it might be 3.75. But hey, here we are. I guess let's do Christensen because he only played the first half. The first mistake, but not the mistake that cost us today. Because, we bounced back from that immediately. Apparently injured. Not sure when he got injured, but apparently injured. Is it fault for the mistake, by the way, Mr. Tuchel? It's not the pitcher's fault. It's because if a Sunday League player made that mistake and every Sunday League pitch is bad, we would also blame the player, not the pitch, right? Would we not? Thank you. Right, Christensen. 3. Yeah, I'm gonna say 3. Con, what about you?
Who's this for? The Fairy? He can have a 1. Just get out of my club, man. I don't want to see him play for Chelsea for the rest of the season.
Neither do I, but then we flipping need to rest players again, man. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I hate this. I hate this so much. Anything you wanted to add to that, Con?
Nah, bro. No.
Oh, good. All right, clutch. 1 and a 3 so far, putting us at a 2 for the time being. What do you reckon?
I don't think we give him any excuses today. I don't see where he's. I remember watching that pass or that attempted pass back to Mendy. How was that not his fault? He mishit it. Simple as that. It's a ball that you should never mishit. Doesn't matter how it's landing. You're a professional. You play for Chelsea. You do that? I'm gonna give him. A 2.
Okay. Sarr, he gets a 1 from me, and that 1 is just a pity 1. Really, that's it. I don't even know what to say about him anymore. Like I like him. I think he's a nice guy. He looks so timid and stuff, but that ain't it, Chief. Like. It's just ain't it. Like the positioning is all over the place. Thiago Silva had to tell him where to actually stand when we were trying to pass it out from the back. Like, and then I see him in the box arguing with Lukaku just before Lukaku was subbed off, and then looking to the sidelines. Oh, where should we defend? I'm like, bro, you're Mullen Sarr. Like, the other one is Lukaku, the £100 million flop itself. So maybe neither of them should argue with anybody. But come on, nah, it's just ain't good enough. Like it just. At least we got him for free, and it didn't cost 100 million. But do you know what I mean? Would you go even lower than the 1, Clutch, or do you think he was no worse than Christensen?
0, 100%. I know a lot of people blame Tuchel for starting him, but I guess maybe you move Christensen to the left and Silva in the middle. Maybe,
yeah.
Maybe that's the only thing you can do. But everybody in this chat who's saying Tuchel out, you got to calm down. You know that I've had my fair.
You need to get in a bit.
I've had my fair share of criticism, but I'm not criticizing him on this one. Maybe for playing Rudiger in the 5 games before that, but we kind of had to. So, no, he gets a 0.
Fair. Con, I presume you're going to say 0 as well.
he's lucky to get a 0, but it's one of the worst performances I've seen. That was a terrible performance today, but I don't care if it was 3, man. He was playing for, who's it? Was it Nice before us? Yeah. So he's playing in like a top 5 league. He's not like he's just some youngster or something. I know he's young, but he was playing for Nice. He was playing for like a decent side, Maybe you see why he left for free. Maybe they didn't rate him either. That was he could have got sent off as well. If referee don't play advantage there, he could get sent off for that tackle with Cedric. So shambolic performance, shambolic, man. And what's Tuchel meant to do? Rudiger's not starting. He's the only other person who can play left centre back. Who else we got? We can start putting Marcus Alonso at left centre back. Is that something everyone wants to see? It's easy to blame Tuchel for starting these players, but who else is he meant to start? Where are we meant to get these players from? If they're not fit, they're not fit. We played Madrid midweek, Palace weekend, Arsenal again midweek. Who are we meant to play? Don't get it.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I mean, someone's in the chat, why didn't Azpilicueta play left centre back? Well, because, mate, who would have played right wing back then? Because Reece James is apparently we need to be safe with his fitness, so that's why he can't play there other than for the second half. And then we gave him the ball like twice because every other time we fouled Arsenal or gave them the ball whenever they wanted it. Because we didn't do anything in the second half. It was absolutely diabolical. I mean, appreciate the super chat. I'm not even going to attempt to say your name. Not sure about your profile picture as well, but hey, appreciate the donation. Say we got Rob Dunsard despite him being on a free. I mean, you might not be wrong, but I guess at least we can sell him for what, 10, 15 million or whatever. Tuchel Ban, appreciate another donation. So if we lose to West Ham and Man United, are you still supportive of Tuchel? If you have no wing backs, maybe don't use a back five, use a back four. While that may be a fair point, the last part, if you don't have wing backs, don't play a back five. Bro, you've seen us in a back four. We're equally as shit. So what are you talking about? As if these mistakes wouldn't have happened.
You want to see Timo Werner on the left wing? Because I don't.
Well, I mean, I guess you could play 4-2-2, but yeah. Still, I see what you're saying. And yes, I will still be supportive of Tuchel. Of course I will. People like you that jump ship on a manager that quickly is exactly why Chelsea's in the problem we're in. Because we have a manager, they do okay, then they have a bit of a problem and we sack them. And then they bought 3 players, which they wanted. Then we get a manager in who wanted completely different players. So now we have those 3 players sitting around. Then we get new players, another 3, 4, 5, whatever, how long the manager is here, new players. Then we also sack that manager. And then we have a new manager here who doesn't want half these players either. And then we have 17,000 players who we don't want here, ruining our ability to buy big wage players because we already have such huge wages. We have Danny Drinkwater still on 100k a week playing in the championship for Reading. Do you know what I mean? We have Baba Rahman still on the books. Like, do you know what I mean? Sacking managers is literally why we are in this problem. But hey, if you don't want to get it, you don't want to get it. It's fine. Reece James, now he had one moment where he was completely out of position, but nothing came from that. That was actually the only good save he made all game from that cross that Clutch mentioned earlier. Moved to wing back later on in the game, had one good cross. But that's it. I don't know, 5. For me, it's more 6. It's more average, if I'm honest, than 5. So that's one. Because I don't think it was average. I think it was below average, hence why 5. But obviously, if in your head 5 is average, then I guess 4, 4.5 or whatever. But I'm going to say 5. Con, what about you? I know for you, it's more 5 is the average, isn't it? So maybe you'd go lower for that.
Reece James, I didn't really rate him today, to be honest. Give him a 4.
Fair. Clutch, what about you?
I'm going to take the cop-out answer and say 4.5. I so much prefer him further up because we need him for attack, but defensively he wasn't there today either. So I don't know. I'm going to go 4.5. It's just, that's not the Reece James we know. Who was he defending? Smith Rowe. He slipped a couple times and Smith Rowe got around. Yeah, 4.5.
Okay, let's get Thiago Silva out of the way, even though he obviously was a sub, but he played obviously the entire second half. I think it was worse than Reece James, hence why at 4. Clutch?
I thought he had a couple decent moments. Like, I think getting spun and then making the tackle was decent. And then he
got spun in the first place, though.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. It was by, who was it?
He doesn't get spun,
Nketiah?
the whole thing doesn't happen. Because we can blame Sarr, but there's only so much he can do. Thiago Silva gets his foot in and basically hits it at Sarr. What's he going to do?
Yeah, you're right there. I'm going to go... Do I think he's as bad as Reece James? I'm going to go 4.5. I think they're about on the same level. There was one moment at the end when he intercepted the ball and then just held on to it way too long. You know what? 4. I just remember that moment. No. That's not you, Thiago. Don't do that.
Fair. Con then, 2 4s for the time being. Do you think it was a bit better than that, or is it about where you go as well?
Well, I give Thiago Silva maybe like 5.5. When he came on, we looked a bit more calmer. I don't blame him for the 3rd goal. We made a good tackle. And then Tweedledee and Tweedledum. It was a good tackle, bro.
No, it was a good tackle, but the whole thing that we seemed calmer, I'm not sure.
Near the end, bro. Near the end, no, we just capitulated. But like, I ain't gonna throw any hate towards Thiago Silva for that. I think he came on and he was all right. Don't think he was too bad, so I'll give him a 5.5.
Fair. Fair. I mean, unfortunately, I disagree. Because for me, you bring Thiago Silva on for Christensen and you expect things to be better. Nothing got better. If anything, we played out slower and we were defensively equally as bad as before. Because, I mean, Arsenal were more over us in the early part of the second half than they were in the entire first half. So, yeah, no. Unfortunately, I disagree. But, hey, we sit at the 4.5. Because Azpi in the second half, obviously, they shifted it to Azpi being right centre-back. Then he gave away the penalty. Never a penalty in a million years. So I'm not going to hold that against him. And he scored. Great goal as well. Great finish. Did he do enough? No. Was he also at fault for... I think he was the guy that gave the ball away for the third goal. Was it the third goal?
Yep, it was the third goal.
So that's that. So that cancels itself out with the goal he scored. Which means I shall give him a 4. I do think Reece James is a bit better, but not much. Like, I want to give him higher because of the goal, but he also cost us a goal. So, yeah, I'm gonna say 4. Clutch.
I agree with you that the penalty should have never been called.
Sorry. I need to interrupt you there. How carefree, Jordan? Please explain in the chat how you can possibly think that's a penalty. Like, Saka literally locks in his arm. You can literally see Azpi trying to pull away. If you watch the replay, you can see that Azpi is stomping his studs into the ground, trying to pull away from Saka. And then all of a sudden Saka goes down, Azpi falls down with him. And apparently, please, like, if someone has a good explanation, fair enough. Please put it there. But how can it be a pen if Saka is the guy hold? Azpi didn't even hold him.
How can we recall Livramento when he's not ours?
Yep.
Make that make sense.
Yep. I mean, you go on about Azpi. Maybe someone reply something, and then we can get to that.
I think Azpi was at fault. Maybe he shouldn't be in that position in the first place, so Saka can do his best Raheem Sterling impression, maybe. But at the same time, I don't think there's much you can do. I thought he was defensively very poor. He got caught quite a few times. Tavares looked good today, and he was supposed to be guarding Tavares. How is that possible? We make that guy gets made fun of by Arsenal fans, and Azpi got done in multiple times by that guy. No, it's a 3. It's a 3.
Fair. Cool then. A 3 and a 4 so far. What do you reckon?
He scored. It's actually a great run and a good finish, can't lie. Other than that, I don't really know what he did.
Away the ball before the third goal. Like, he made a big mistake with that one.
Yep. And then it's just to even get yourself caught up in that at the end. I think the thing is like, I don't think that's 100% a pen, but you run the risk of it being a pen, you know? When you're getting tangled like that with someone in the box, you're running the risk. Azpi, man, what are you doing? Like, just don't do that. Like, why are your hands on him? Get off him, man. Like, why run that risk? We're Chelsea, bro. We ain't Liverpool. Of course we're going to get called a pen for that. Of course we are. It's just so dumb of him. Give him a 3.
Fair. Leaves him at the 3.5 for the timing. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, half of you might be Arsenal fans. To be fair, I've not really seen too much banter in the chat like that, so maybe not. But we have over 400 of you watching, so please do subscribe. We're on the road to 15,000 subscribers. I would love to get there by the end of the season. It's like 1,200 and a bit to go, so please subscribe. Every new subscriber counts. Hit the big red subscribe button down below for me. Please cheer me up a little bit. Shout out to Chelsea fans in Malaysia. And smash the like button as well. It really helps me out with the algorithm. Marcus Alonso on the other side. Now, he could have scored one of the goals of the season if after that Timo Werner run, and then Mason Mount won the cross. And Alonso even controls it, but unfortunately he then snatched the shot a little bit and like sliced it and put it like wide and over. Offensively, not awful. Like, he was involved. Positional changes with Timo. All of that is pretty much only first half, and then maybe 10 minutes in the second half, because otherwise second half was just all bad and everything, essentially. And that goes for everybody, not just Alonso. But, I mean, oh my days. He got nutmegged by Saka at the edge of the box. He got nutmegged by Xhaka, you know, get any closer names, even though it's apparently pronounced Xhaka. At literally the edge of the opposition's box, from which they counterattacked and scored. I mean, we'll get to Lukaku in that situation, how embarrassing that was. But anyway, Alonso, like Saka went 1-on-1 against him, 5 times? Every time Alonso was, every time a little bit more clown makeup ended up on his face. Every time. I give him the same as Malang Sarr, 1. I mean, I said Sarr for 1. Obviously, Sarr for us overall as a 0, but I'll say 1. Con, is 1 too nice for you? Did you not think it was that bad? Like, there was times when he was okay, but it's just, I see what I'd actually disagree with myself. Sorry. I know he got spun by Saka every time, but other than once, that never really cost us. So I'm gonna say 3. I think it was worse than Azpi, but going forward, he did more than Azpi. I know he didn't score, but in general, of being involved in play and helping us trying to attack, I'm going to give him a 3. But it's still really, really bad. Maybe I'm going to bring it back down to a 2. Who knows? But yeah, yeah. Con, what do you think?
Saka had him ropes there, didn't he? Oh gosh, he really did. That ball from Mount, he completely wasted. He really didn't offer nothing besides giving me a headache seeing comp makers of like Arsenal fans who are comp makers. Thanks, Alonso, man. He just gave him so much clips after that performance. Him and Sarr were terrible. I think he was as bad as Sarr, but he weren't much better. I'm going to give him a 2.
Fair. Someone said Broda did not cause the goal. What do you mean they did not cause the goal? Do you understand how counter-pressing works? Counter-pressing, if it fails, that means you have huge spaces in behind. That's why counter-pressing, it's so important to win 50-50s. That's why I'm critical of Kante, and a lot of you are not, because you think it's okay not to win tackles. But it isn't. When you play a system that revolves around counter-pressing, like Liverpool's does, that's when you beat that press, you're through. Then it's just about you being clinical. And we didn't even need Arsenal to be clinical. We just gifted them extra goals after that. But Lukaku was in a 1v1 duel with Xhaka. He doesn't even attempt to control the ball. Right? Xhaka just runs around him. And then Xhaka nutmegs Alonso. And then plays one pass, another pass, and goal. Shocking. I mean, we have a 2 and a 3 so far, Clash, sorry. What do you reckon?
First, I'd like to respond to JM. Livermento doesn't come until 2023. That's still a whole season without Livermento.
And even then, who's to say he will agree to come back? We first need to convince him of it.
Yeah. And then number 2 is Colonel Ward. Do you ever he's talking about being overreactive to an Arsenal loss. Do you like losing to Arsenal? Because I don't. It's probably the thing I hate the most on this planet. Like, it's not being overreactive. Arsenal are not a good team. Let's not twist it. They're not good. They just came off of 3 losses in a row? They didn't seem like they won a top 4 until they came and played us. So no, it is not being overreactive. And as for Marcus Alonso, do you guys remember how there was the only second half chance we had was the ball fell to him and he just smashed it into the ground when he could have just hit it upper corner in one of the 2. Didn't make it. He gets a 0. He's terrible.
You mean after the Reece cross?
I think so.
But can he do anything more with that other than snatch at it with his weak foot?
It's not like he doesn't have a weak foot. We've seen that.
I don't know. Fair. I'll take it down to a 1.5 then, I guess. Maybe I went too nice with 3. I don't even know. Who cares? Kante. I don't know. I'm not going to go first. Clutch, can you go first? Clutch. Are you alive, Clutch? Or did you say be right back or something? Give you a second doorbell. My apologies. He's not here. Con, you must go first, Kante. Please do.
Horse chain performance for Kante tonight. Giving them a 1. Terrible performance. Absolutely terrible, bro. How do you lose a duel with Xhaka, man? What do you think? What's happened to the Kante, bro? How's he losing a duel with Xhaka?
That defending also on Xhaka. That same moment with Alonso. What was he defending? He was moving to the left. There was no Arsenal player to his left. He just opened the passing lane to Odegaard. He just opened it. My days.
Kante, terrible in possession, terrible out of possession. Getting a 1. I don't even know why I'm giving a 1. I can't think of anything good he did. I generally can't, bro. He was terrible tonight. Wow, that's the whole shame performance from the Ngolo, bro.
I'm not sure if I want to put him worse than Christensen overall, but he was awful, that's for sure. That's what I'm sure. Is Clutch back? No. So I will go next myself.
Sorry, bro. Can I make a quick point?
Yeah.
So someone said in the chat, right, disrespect to Kante, right? So what are we meant to sit here and do? We watched him play terrible. Do you want me to say, oh, he was okay, I guess? Like, do you want me to lie? It's a ratings. It doesn't matter how much we love a player, hate a player. If he was bad, he was bad. Otherwise, we're being disingenuous. How is it disrespectful for saying he was bad? Me having to watch that was disrespectful. What do you mean? If you don't want to be criticised, then don't give reasons to be criticised for, no? When you're on 275 a week as well, I'm pretty sure you can criticise when a performance is that bad. So don't cry that we're being harsh on Kante. He was awful tonight. After tonight losing 4-2 to Arsenal, how could you care about how much we're digging him out? It's not that we're being abusive. We're just saying he was bad.
Yeah,
can't be asked.
I really agree. And some people losing their shit. Oh, change Christensen's rating immediately. Christensen made one really bad mistake, sure. But did he do that much wrong outside of that big mistake? I would say no. Hence why I gave him the rating I gave him. Kante was just useless all game. Like, useless in tackles, useless in possession, like Con said. I couldn't even word it any better, if I'm honest. Clutch your back. Con gave Kante a 1. What about you?
0. Terrible. He had 2 good moments that entire game. One was an interception off of a long ball, which we started. It was our first attack, and then he intercepted one in midfield off of, I think it was Ramsdale who kicked it, and he caught it in the middle and started an attack. Other than that, what did he do? He lost almost every challenge. That's not Kante. I'm sorry. Do you want this Kante around? I get it. He's a nice guy. He's a Timo Werner. He's a nice guy. We like looking at them smile. We like seeing them happy. But then you can't come into the chat and be like, get rid of Pulisic, get rid of Ziyech, get rid of Lukaku, when none of them are as negative as he was. They are used sometimes, but not all the time. Today was just, there was nothing positive.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably wouldn't go quite as hard with the 0. I'd probably go along with Con's 1. I might even want to give him a 2 in my head, but just give him a 1. It doesn't matter, does it? Ruben. Now, people are going to hate me. I don't care. I'm going to give him a 5. First half was good. The press that gave us our first goal was great. And yeah, when he was allowed to be a little bit more offensive in the first half, was pretty good. Second half, he was just way too safe, and that was bad. I mean, he did nothing second half. Like, you gave him the ball, just passed it either sideways to Azpilicueta or Reece, or passed it back to one of the centre-backs. That's all he did, honestly, and that isn't good enough. Like, I don't know if he got tired or whatever, but that just wasn't good enough at the end. Million times better than Kante at tackling and passing and running and everything today, but still nowhere near good enough. But the first half was pretty good, hence why I would say first half I'd give him a 7-4, and second half I'd give him a 4-4, 3-4, hence why I end up at a 5. Call me biased if you want, get in a bit. I don't really care. Con, how much lower are you going to go?
Loftus tonight, I give him a 3. It just takes too long on the ball, man. Takes way too long on the ball. First 15 minutes, bro, I thought it was really good. That's the annoying thing. Just dipped off. Placebo effect, I guess, for the whole team. Enough people just playing arse. You're eventually probably going to start playing arse as well. So I'm not really going to dig him out too much, because I think when he started the game pretty well, just knock-on effect from everyone else, you know? Too many people playing arse around him.
3 good players, Ruben, Mount and Werner, I thought. And everybody else was awful. In the second half, all of them were awful, essentially.
Actually, no, I'll give him a 4. I'll give him a 4. He wasn't as bad as some others who I gave a 3. No, I'll give him a 4.
Deuce. Clutch, what about yourself? Even if the chat is digging us out. But we're used to that, you know, especially players that aren't called Kante, they get just crucified every time they do something. But if you're Kante, you could literally score 17 own goals and this chat would still call him for me to give him a 7. But sure. Clutch, what do you reckon? A 4 and a 5 then?
I would probably go with the 4. I thought first half, like you guys said, I thought it was brilliant. He was making interceptions, driving the ball, causing a lot of problems. And then I don't know where it went and why it went, but it just went somewhere after that 15 minutes.
In the second half, the Tuchel decided it should be Kante that should attack now and not Ruben anymore. That's what happened.
my mind is blown. Maybe he saw Xhaka in the mid. I don't know. I don't know.
Bro, if we're scared of Xhaka, that's a problem in and of itself.
I hope not, but I think I'm starting to see Ruben find form, and then after this, I'm disappointed because I'm like, if we used him correctly, we might have a player on our hands, but I don't know, man. Yeah, 4. I feel bad for the guy.
Fair dues. Mason Mount's going to be a tough one because his corners were frankly brilliant. Like, honestly, nothing short of brilliant. I swear every single one of them was. Good assist for Azpi, really good assist. Good first half, really good. Like, I swear he would, like, not the only one, but he ran so much first half. Even second half, I thought he was probably still the best of the lot. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if I thought anyone was the best of anything second half other than the best at being shit. 5. Nah. 5.5. That's what I'll say. You can obviously go lower. Clutch.
Yeah, I thought he was really good first half. His pressing was really good. I mean, he literally caused the press that got his assist. So I think that second half he didn't do anything. He had corners, but I'm gonna go for a 5. I thought that second half was poor by everyone. I can't be asked with that.
Yeah, I also wanted to give him a 5, but I do think he was better than Ruben, hence why I had to give him a 5.5 because I gave Ruben a 5. That's the only reason, essentially. But yeah, 5 for myself. Con, what do you reckon, Mason Mount?
I think he's one of Chelsea's best players today.
Yeah.
Second half, he just couldn't get on the ball that much, our build-up was horrific.
Because Arsenal defended with 17 players. Yeah. And that happens because we gift them goal after goal after goal.
Our build-up was horrific in that second half as well. I don't want to hear anyone blame Jorginho why our build-up's so bad. Never say those words again. So after watching tonight, it's not a Jorginho problem. I guarantee if you put Jorginho on today, you see a lot better than this.
It could also be a Jorginho problem. It's just all of them.
Nah, it's not. Look at Palace. Tuchel made a few changes and look at him. He's spraying passes, he's progressing the ball, making forward passes. Nobody wanted to do that today.
No one did that. That's for sure.
So I'll give Mount a 5.5. Seems fair, just a bit better than average. Second half, didn't really see much of him.
Okay, Timo Werner. Now, I would be tempted to almost give Timo the same, if at least the same as Mount, if I'm honest. I thought Timo was very good. I mean, that kind of dribble, I haven't seen that from Timo Werner in a long time. The goal showed that it was lucky because the shot wasn't even good, but he attempted the shot. Bro, he tried to go for top corner from outside of the box with his weak foot. I haven't seen Timo Werner do that in all season for sure. Like, definitely not this season. I swear probably the last time was in the first 3 months of last season. Then the last time he was doing things like that. It was actually okay. Could have had an assist as well. Who did he play the ball to that could have done better with it? I forgot. Maybe not. I'm going to give him a 5.5 as well. I think him and Mount were both the best players, essentially. Yeah, that's why I'm going to go. Con, what about you? You could do 6 for sure. But I just didn't see enough. No, you know what? I know you guys said you think Mount was the best, but I actually think Timo was. Because, I changed my mind again. What's going on with me? See, these players are rubbing off on me. I'm turning into a clown like them. It's mental. Sorry. Con, please just talk before I talk myself into some sort of hole.
I'm happy to give him a 6. I think he was Chelsea's best player today.
You know what? Who cares? I agree with you. Clutch.
Yeah, I'll give him a 6. I'm usually pretty harsh. I think that first half he was pretty good. I think his passing was terrible in the first half, though. not gonna sugarcoat it 100%. That first half I'd probably give him a 7 or 8, but that second half it's just nothing, man, nothing. And I think that brings him down to a 6. So unfortunately for him, he had to work with certain other guy.
The highest rating of the entire team. I mean, to be fair, Jim did that on Sunday, but let's say who would have thought I would ever do that? And Clutch, for that matter. Lukaku, man. Lukaku. Like, he how do I put it into words, man? You could see that he's not fit, fresh, sharp, any of that. I mean, he had that shot with the right foot that let's not kid ourselves, he dragged it 4 or 5 yards wide. Like, it wasn't anywhere near close to being a goal. There was one run very early in the first half, very early in the second half, when he nutmegged one of the Arsenal players. It fell to Timo. Timo tried to play him in, but Lukaku didn't expect Timo to play him in, which I understand, because since when can Timo do things like that? So fair enough. But yeah, those were the only 2 good moments he had. He embarrassed himself like he did against Palace in his last Premier League start. He embarrassed himself again today in that physical 1v1 against Xhaka, and he literally got mugged off like the clown that he is. And he didn't win a header. Like, maybe he won one. I don't care. He had one, to be fair, he had one good defensive header from a corner. But whenever we played the long ball, and not only did he not win them, he mistimed and misjudged every ball. Like, he was a yard, if not 3 yards off every ball as it came down. Ben White headed every single one of them away. And Lukaku was nowhere near any one of them. Any one of them. Then we had one moment in the first half. We tried to do a bit of short passing down the left-hand side. Who's the guy that passes it straight to the opponent, Lukaku? Am I shocked? No. I feel a bit bad that I didn't give Sarr a 0. I gave him a 1. I feel a bit bad that Sarr is getting the only 0 here. I don't think it was like that makes it look like he was the one to blame for this all. It really wasn't. It really, really wasn't. Does Lukaku get 0? If I give him a 0, people will call it an agenda, but I don't give a shit. Call it an agenda, then 0. That's not good enough. It's just not good enough. There was 2 acceptable moments. You know what? I'll give him a 0.5. That's what I'll do. A 0.5. He gets that 0.5 from me. I hope he's happy with it. Clutch.
Maybe it's an agenda, but, I think in that first 10 minutes, I even put it in the group chat. I was like, he's decent. He was making runs in behind. He was looking to try. It just went away. Like, after that, he didn't win a header. He didn't even fight for the ball that ended up getting what was the second goal where Lonzo got megged. Didn't even fight for it. I mean, you act like Xhaka is some big dude that you're not, like, probably got 60 pounds on and can't muscle out of the way. Lukaku is a strange one for me because he's clearly a good player, but if you just don't have the system for it, he's not. And we don't have the system for him. And I feel bad because now every time we see him, we're going to sit here and slate him off because he's just not for us.
You know what? I crumbled under my own pressure. Changed my mind. 0. Go on.
Oh, that was it for me.
There you go. Fair play.
Not much more.
Yeah, fair play. Con, 0 from you as well? Or anything positive you saw?
Only positive I saw is when he went off.
But I said it in the first half. It was like 35 minutes. I was like, the only good thing is at least Tuchel said he will only play an hour.
And he did. He played 59 minutes. I think that's when he came off, isn't it?
That was 59 minutes too much, man.
I'm bored of saying the same thing about Lukaku. He's clearly just not working here. He doesn't look like a professional footballer. I'm sorry, he doesn't. Watch him on a pitch. He doesn't look like a professional footballer, bro. I'm sorry, he just don't. Like, I ain't gonna repeat myself for the 1,000th time talking about Lukaku, but just get him gone. Bench him for the rest of the season. Get him gone in the summer. Take a massive loss if you need to. That's what you get for signing someone who's not fit for Tuchel's system. Simple as that. Simple as that, man. I'm done with him. Done with him. Like, you watched that tonight. Look at that compared to the first game at Arsenal. He clearly doesn't care anymore. He clearly don't. So why should I? Just get him gone. Piss off Lukaku. He can get 0.
I agree. I'm just trying to check if I missed the super chat earlier when I'm not sure if I did. But yeah.
Lukaku is still a top striker, man. I don't know why people don't get that. Just not here. He's not like you can't do it in a possession based.
Brother. No, I'm sorry, but if you want to be cool as like an elite striker, right? One of these top tier strikers, bro. You can't be a system player. I'm sorry, you can't. If you want to be part of the elite world class level, you can't be a system player. That's what Lukaku is. He's a system player. He's a good system player, bro. But is he like an elite striker? No. Is he Benzema category? No. Is he Lewandowski? No. Is he Harry Kane? No. Look at Harry Kane, how many managers Harry Kane's played under and performed under every single one. Lukaku ain't doing that. Lukaku ain't doing that, bro. It's mad. I remember watching a young Lukaku at Everton, and that guy was cold, bro. That is probably the best version of Lukaku I've ever seen. The Everton Lukaku, I thought was brilliant. Even Inter was a bit, I got a bit gassed because we didn't do anything in the transfer market. I saw 100 million Lukaku, I got gassed. You know? Shiny new toy. That's what it was for the Chelsea fan base. We didn't think logically, innit?
We didn't.
This guy's crap.
It's not even that we didn't think logically. I just thought he could adapt more, if I'm honest. And I'll be as simply and as plainly honest, even if people will say, "Oh, you're blaming Tuchel again." The media told us very early on that Tuchel wants one of Haaland or Lukaku. He's like, he wants either one. And I trusted Tuchel a lot. I mean, I still do, but I trusted Tuchel a lot after Champions League win. When I heard that, I was like, okay, then give me either. I don't mind. That's essentially what I was. And then once we realized Haaland wasn't going to be possible, I'm like, okay, bring Lukaku in then. And it is a big L for Tuchel that he thought he could make him work. And it's so badly not working. Like, it's so badly not working. And I did miss the super chat earlier by indefinite. I do apologize, mate. Saying we have no midfield. Kante just makes me sad now. Bro, I could not agree more on both of those statements. And for the first statement today, necessarily, not just all the time, but Kante makes me sad quite often at the moment. I can't even lie. We made 2 other subs. First one being Havertz for Lukaku. I mean, it got a bit better. He held up, had a couple of nice chests. He got involved, moved left, moved right, tried to defend near our own box, like running his fucking socks off. I don't think he did that much wrong. I'm going to give him a 5, obviously with the star being a sub, but I don't think Havertz had any fault and had anything much wrong done today because, like I said, by the point it was 3-2 and there was only, the longer the game went on, the more I knew there was nothing happening. Duh, obviously, because less time to do things, but you know what I mean? Once there was only 20 minutes left, I already knew we weren't going to. To be honest, I thought maybe we'd get a 3-0, but I said it to my girlfriend watching it. I didn't give a shit. Whether we drew 3-0 or lost 3-2 doesn't fucking matter. Yeah, it's a point. I still think, even though it's a bad result, I still think we'll be absolutely fine with top 4. But so that's why it doesn't necessarily worry me that much in that sense. But my days was that bad. Sorry. But yeah, maybe 5 is a 10. I don't know. What would you guys think, Clutch? What do you reckon?
He had a good first 3-4 minutes. He was involved. He was looking. He was running all over the place, and then he kind of didn't get involved as much. When
some strikers don't get involved, you can blame them. I don't think because he was literally left, right, dropping, stay. He couldn't have tried to get involved more than he did. I don't think.
Yeah, I think it just all capitulated at the end and didn't matter. 5. Yeah, that's fair.
Yep. I mean, even bloody Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank said Lukaku doesn't do enough. If you want to be the man, you need to run around. You need to show that you're bothered. You need to want to suffer. Lukaku doesn't run around. He doesn't find gaps. He doesn't demand the ball. He doesn't go into space. If you play like that, you have no chance. Well, there you go. Couldn't have explained it better. Sorry, Clutch. I was reading that. What rating did you give him? My bad.
I gave him the same as you, a 5.
Okay. Con, is that a bit high for you? Would you go along with that? I don't know. I don't know what to give him, but I saw effort, and I don't think he can be blamed for less attacking things working because the attackers didn't get the ball from the wing backs and midfielders anymore towards the end of the game. So,
I give him a 5, bro. 5 star. No issue with that at all.
There you go. And who did Ziyech come on for? For some reason for Alonso. We then switched to a back 4, which didn't help at all. We had even less control. I'm obviously going to give him an 8. Not his fault whatsoever. But what we forgot last time, and we'll definitely not forget again, first performance. I'm going to put that. No, I don't have the space. Weirdly, I'm going to give it with man just because it won't ruin everything here as much. Performance. I want to ask you first. Does it get any higher than 1? Maybe a 2 because we scored 2 goals, but it was awful.
Was that to me, bro? I'll catch up.
Yeah,
My bad.
It was. Sorry, it was the con.
Oh, sorry. 0, bro. Straight up. 4-2 to Arsenal, Stamford Bridge 0. So, doesn't get any worse. Considering their team as well and how they scored their goals. Don't care we scored 2 today, bro. Really couldn't care. Conceded 4 goals at home to Arsenal, bro. 0. If we could do negatives, I would, but I'm not going to be that extra. Just big fat 0.
Well,
Can you put like a few zeros,
at
bro?
Stamford Bridge. Think about that. We conceded 11 goals in 3 games.
Mad, innit? What's going on? This used to be a fortress, bro.
Yeah, I know, and I love Tuchel as well. But people at the moment keep telling me that Thomas Tuchel is our greatest ever manager. I'm like, again, we didn't lose at home under Jose for 4.5 years. Tuchel has a long way to go before he gets anywhere near best ever Chelsea manager. Like, I love him too, and I want him to be there. It's one day. Hopefully he stays long enough to get there, and I believe that he can. But now, let's not talk silly business. I'm sorry.
But bro, let's be honest. Mourinho had
goals in 3 games, bro.
He had Drogba, Lampard, Terry, Carvalho, check.
Okay, but let me
bro,
ask you
he had ballers, bro.
No, but let me... Sorry. I need to ask you that. Who were Drogba, Terry, and Lampard before Jose came? Who were they?
They were ballers, bro.
What were they?
Drogba was. Jose picked him out.
Break record. Every record that existed, we broke in our first season. They were nowhere near that without him.
But Drogba was...
It was him that made him special in Porto too.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're his players, though. He got Carvalho. Drogba, he spoke to the season before saying, I want you. Bro, it's his team. He got back in, and he got the results.
Lukaku, bro.
Bro, don't ever mention Drogba and Lukaku in that same sort of sentence.
But what I'm saying is he wanted a striker, one of Lukaku or Haaland, he got him.
Bro, can we stop with this? Because he never actually mentioned a name. People say this.
But that's not the point.
He never mentioned a name, bro.
Obviously, you can say the reports are wrong, fair enough, but why would they lie? No sense in that. At that stage of the summer, what would be the advantage in saying, Tuchel wants them when he actually does? That makes no sense.
Bro,
they said
he wanted a point of reference.
Tuchel and Haaland. He was happy with it. So.
Bro, but he also wanted the wing back. He also wanted the DM. He also wanted the centre back. So he got 1 of 4. Got 1 of 4.
That's fair. That's not my disagreement or whatever. Benzema missed 2 penalties today. All right, brilliant. And he's still better than Lukaku. Yeah. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I understand it, but like I said, who were they before Drogba? They were good before Mourinho. They were good players, but they were not Ballon d'Or coming second like Lampard. They were not greatest ever Premier League defender ever. So
you're telling me that Jose Mourinho had to use Marcus Alonso, he had to use Maitland Sarr, he had to use...
Of course he didn't. But he made those players that he had special. Surely he had a better starting point. I'm not disagreeing with that. And I'm
sorry, bro. I disagree here because...
I'm not saying Tuchel can never get there. But to say he is there for one Champions League win is silly.
No, but he also took a club that the 100 million striker did a news documentary about how he doesn't like it. A club that's been sanctioned, injury crisis. We're 3rd place in the FA Cup final, World Cup winners. While Mourinho, after winning the league title, his players turned against him and we finished 10th that season.
In his second spell, yeah, but he won back-to-back Premier League titles with record-winning points at the time.
With no real competition at the time. Manchester United were good. Don't get me wrong.
It's just not real competition because we were better than them.
We was. To see the players we signed.
Yeah, but and still the big legends apparently of Vieira and Roy Keane, who all played for Man United still, and Arsenal, with the Scholes, the Giggs, the Rooneys, they all played for Man United. We just were so much better than them. But sorry, I don't even want to get into that debate. It doesn't matter. Like, we're already here for long enough. To be fair, we are not. We rattled through this quite quickly today. But Clutch, Con gave the performance a 0. What do you reckon?
I think, as much as I want to give Timo credit, his goal was a luck goal. I mean, I think with as much bad luck as he had, I think he kind of deserved a little good luck. But with that being said, it was still luck on our point that we scored 2 goals, 1 out of 2 goals today, and not just the 1, because the other goal was completely our because of us. So with that in mind, we technically probably should have lost 4-1. So it's going to be a 0.
Well, what we should have lost by is nothing because we gifted them 3 goals and the ref gave them the 4th. But hey, I'm going to agree on the 0. Like I said, I know earlier, for 2 goals, I give them a 2, but no. Just no. It's going to be interesting now with you boys. I'm going to give Thomas Tuchel because I'm very intrigued what it's going to be. I'm going to put him underneath Kante just for irony because he keeps playing Kante even though he's awful and has been for weeks. I'm going to go first on this one, actually. I'm going to give him a 4 because I don't think all of this is on him. And I know I was critical. 3. Because not all of it's on him. It's not his fault that, maybe you could say it is, but like I said in a group chat before the game, sometimes injuries just happen. You can't say, "Oh, he overplayed really good. That's why he's injured." Maybe he would have gotten injured if he only played one of the last 10 games. We don't know that. There's no guarantee of any of it. So I can't blame for Rudiger. And if Rudiger plays, I reckon a lot of that doesn't go as badly. But why Thiago Silva didn't start? Don't understand. Why? Well, the rest was okay in terms of the lineup. I mean, all of us agreed yesterday in the preview that Kante Ruben is not a midfield we'd want to see. So I guess that's not exactly surprising. But also, Jorginho is apparently, he's physically tired, mentally tired, and in bad form. And Covert's injured. So what other options have you got? I guess starting so, but that doesn't exactly fill me with any more confidence. The other brilliant summer signing that we made, brilliant Chelsea. Bloody Bettinelli might be our best summer signing, and that's just because he didn't do anything wrong. But the fact that we got worse second half, that's not a Tuchel thing. So when a Tuchel team is bad first half, but then it's worse second half, I don't know what happens. I honestly do not know what happened. And is it surprising though? Like, we are the team that plays every 3 days essentially. Arsenal have one competition and have had essentially one competition since January, since they got embarrassed in the FA Cup. And I don't know when they went out in the League Cup. I feel like also quite early, if memory serves me right. So they've essentially had one competition to deal with for 3 months. And they lost in the first round of the FA Cup that they played in, and maybe it was the second round. But essentially, they had one competition all season. So it's not exactly surprising that when we had the most games of any club in all of Europe, that we'd get more tired in the second half. So maybe the whole getting worse in the second half is more to do with getting tired in the second half against the team that could sit back because they got the lead and also obviously play a lot less. So you can maybe give them that, but it just wasn't good enough. And you know what? I'll take it down to a 2 because he blamed the pitch after, and that's the most embarrassing thing I've ever had. Like, honestly, that's embarrassing. I leave it up to a 3, but imagine I took it down from the 4 for that pitch comment, because that's ridiculous. Clutch, how much of the blame do you want to give Tuchel?
I'm not sure. I think if the tired thing, I can't use that because there are players on the bench that we don't use that we could have brought on. So I'm not going to blame the tired thing. There are times that you can change that. One of the players I thought would be tired, he was one of the goal scorers today, so I can't really complain too much. I think I don't know what else he can do, obviously, because I think your luck runs out at some point. Tuchel has done very good this year of turning coal into diamond. Sarr's not a good enough player, but he made us think he is. Alonso's not a good enough player. He makes us think he is. And I think that's where Thomas Tuchel's strengths are, is he can turn a player who probably doesn't deserve to play for us, and he can trick us into thinking he does. With that all being said, a 4? I think a 4, because we still lost 4-2.
Okay. Fair. 4 from yourself, Con. 3 from myself, Con. 4 from Clutch. What rate would you give Thomas Tuchel?
I'll give him a 4. I don't know. I don't know, because there's individual errors again, isn't it? The Azpi penalty, whether you think it is a penalty or not, individual error, right? The other goal, their third goal, where Thiago Silva tackles, it bounces off Sarr, bounces off Kante, Nketiah scores, individual error. Christensen goal, individual error. Like, how much can you blame the manager for individual errors? I don't know. Like, as bad as we were today, if we just didn't make any individual errors like that, we don't lose. As bad as we are. And, bro, how many individual errors have we made this season alone?
He still blamed the pitch. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, I wish he came out and say certain players at this football club don't deserve to be here. Say it how it is. Now, do you know what? I'm going to give him a 5
Then
today.
he ruins the dressing room. That's why I can't do it, because you know how our dressing room is.
Yeah. I'm going to give him a 5 because I don't want to give him any more, because that's implying that I'm weighing more towards Tuchel than the players. Totally I blame the players more than Tuchel today. Tuchel still had a bit of a stinker. Can't lie, he did. The subs, the fact he brought CH on at the 80th minute did my head in. You gave him 10 minutes to do something. Why? You know? But the team he put out, he clearly put out for a reason. Rudiger, obviously, not available to play. Thiago Silva, you know, even his wife was saying he's tired. He's played a lot of minutes. Reece James playing at right centre-back because it's less physically demanding. He can't always play wing-back because he's just come back from injury. You know, Jorginho,
But
he
then-
says, is
I'm sorry,
overplayed.
then
Kovacic is
don't
injured.
play Reece every game though, because if you play him every game, even at right centre back, he will never be fresh and fit enough to play right
so
wing
when
back.
you're not going to play him, are you not going to play him in a semi-final of the FA Cup? You're not going to play him against
No,
Real
but
Madrid?
today-
At the Bernabeu?
If you can leave out Thiago Silva against Arsenal, you can leave out Reece James.
So who you putting instead of Reece James today? Right centre back. Chalobah.
It doesn't matter, does it? Well, could
But
he have lost by more than 4-2, realistically? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't count us out,
would
bro.
it have been worse?
Wouldn't count us out, bro. You never know with these lads. But
Would it have mattered? Would we have been any more angry say we lost 5-2? No, it would have been the same.
but that's the
I
thing,
would
though.
have had
It's
an
like,
extra sub to put in offense too.
it's hard to blame Tuchel for how bad the alternatives are. Like, what is he honestly meant to do, man? He could have gone with a back four today, sure. But even then, we still get probably killed in transition. Like, whenever you think of a solution for Chelsea, there's always a big negative to it, you know? And that's the problem that Tuchel's got. Whatever he does, there's got to be a negative to it, regardless. I feel for the guy. He could have done better today, but I feel for him. He better get back to the summer, bro. Or for his sake, he should just walk.
Well, don't say crazy things like that. We'd be even more depressed. But Abbas, I'm just going to go by the second name that you have said there because I'm going to just butcher your first one. Chalobah was on the bench. At least I saw him walk around in the background, so I presume he was on the bench. I didn't actually look at the bench, but hey, here we are. One other thing that I want to discuss quickly, even though Clutch sent a different link of it, but it was also by Sky Sports. Please don't copyright me, Premier League and Sky Sports. It's just a clip from after the game, okay? But this clip from Cesar Azpilicueta having a bit of a goal or a bit of a issue with a fan on the sideline, which was very interesting. After the game, that is. Wait, let me go back. What did he initially get annoyed about? That's what I don't understand. Like that guy in the hoodie, what was he doing? What is he asking for? But I rate it though. Like you did absolutely true, and it's hilarious. And I love the point that you made earlier. I made that very point a few weeks ago, but it turns out a few weeks ago was irrelevant because that wasn't actually the game we just ceased to get hold of. But today was. And it's just hilarious when they complain, oh, it's the tourists why the atmosphere is bad. Oh, it's these foreign fans. Oh, they just don't care enough. They just don't understand it. What was it? What was your big little mouth? So do they only work on Twitter, yeah? Is that only where they work?
Facts. Bro,
Or
I
when
love
you're
you for
hammered
saying
in the
that.
pub
Love you.
And then you know, doing one of those. Then you're big man.
Facts, bro. These elitists and gatekeepers who think they're better fans than everyone else. Like, if you don't go to every single game or if you don't live in England, they think, oh, you're not a proper Chelsea. We are. Well, it's only technically proper Chelsea now in the stadium, isn't it? So why is the atmosphere that dead? Why is it? Oh, proper Chelsea. Thank you, lads. You are what epitomizes Chelsea. You are what we stand for. We love you. Thank you. Arseholes, man. Arseholes. Go get a drink in your pub, since you always love to mention going to the pub, you know? Go to your pub and have a drink. Arseholes, man.
Exactly. Cannot agree more. I took it off screen already. Let me get it back up, even though I won't play it again. I guess I could play it again. Doesn't matter, does it? What's your reaction to it? I mean, obviously you put it in a private chat saying you're not sure if you like him for it. Do you think Aspie's done anything wrong in that? I personally...
The right to go over there.
Exactly. He should have done a Will Smith, really, but obviously that would have gotten him fined and suspended. What actually, does anyone, obviously I'm not English, so maybe Con, you're the most likely to know. What was the punishment for Eric Cantona after he booted the fan in the face? Do you know what punishment he got?
If my memory serves me right, I'll double check, but I think it's like a 7-game ban, 9-game ban.
West Ham, it doesn't get easier. I mean, I guess West Ham are in the top 4 race and Arsenal are, I suppose. But West Ham, the Man United, where we'll do the same thing all over again, just because that's what we do. And then Everton against Lampard. So, you know, maybe top 4 is actually in jeopardy. Who knows? Who knows?
There's not much more to be said. This is the end stretch. This is the part that matters. One is probably the part that matters the most. That person asking the question yesterday, can you keep your players motivated? I thought for sure they'd all be motivated. Clearly, I was wrong.
I mean, we started motivated and then we just shot ourselves in the knee.
But we always do that. Well, not always, but whenever we seem to get confident, that's when we start screwing up. I don't know. I cannot tell you at this moment. I know if we play like we should, we'll be fine. But are we going to play like we should? Probably not. But hey, I don't know. Today was a circus. Don't know how to get over a circus.
I'll ask you a mad question. If theoretically we wouldn't get top 4 and lost the cup final, is Tuchel in jeopardy? I'll stick with you, Clutch, for the time being.
No, probably not. Under Roman, yeah, he's gone under Roman, but under a new owner, I think changing too much under
will be retracting their offers and taking a whole bill off if we don't make top 4.
I think if that happens, new owners will understand they need a little bit of stability, and maybe they might understand like Tuchel needs backing rather than sacking. Because I mean, you can sack the manager. No manager's going to come in and change anything unless it's Pep, and Pep isn't coming in. So I think you got to take the L and understand like Tuchel is the only way we can go forward. As much as Pius doesn't think I like Tuchel, because I do criticize him quite a bit, especially in our private chats, but I think it's important to understand mistakes that we've made. And I don't think Tuchel is complacent in some of the mistakes we've made this year. But I firmly believe that if we are going to do anything in the next 3 years, he's got to be the way forward. It's got to be his idea.
I agree. Now, like exactly like what I said here, what Bob said here. You guys are acting like the rest of the clubs fighting for top 4 aren't bottlers themselves. Relax. No, I completely agree. That's why it's a very hypothetical question about this Tuchel thing, because I am still very confident the top 4 is going to be absolutely fine. I mean, we're 5 points clear and we have a game in hand. Like, we need to really screw that one up, like really badly. Obviously, we could theoretically, but I back us enough to, because we bounce back from things quite well. If we're good at anything, even this season, that it's bouncing back from bad results. Even if the Brentford one, unfortunately, we didn't bounce back straight away, and that's why we're not in the Champions League semi-final right now. But that would just be another thing that would disappoint us. So if anything, maybe I'm not too upset. Imagine we be in a Champions League final against a semi-final against City right now over 2 legs, bro. We'd lose by 2 digits. Nah, I'm not. We probably wouldn't, because we turn up for that. But I don't think we'd win anyway. So maybe it's easier if we just don't even go there. But if theoretically we were to lose out on top 4, and at that point, I'm not even sure how much the FA Cup final matters, if I'm honest, if we lose out on top 4. Obviously, the FA Cup final is actually before the last Premier League game. So, hey. But if theoretically we missed out on both, then I do think Tuchel is in jeopardy, regardless of new owner or not, if I'm honest. But I don't think that will happen anyway. So I'm not particularly concerned about it. But what about you, Con? Say the worst of the worst was to happen. Do you think there's a threat for Thomas Tuchel? Someone said not right now because of what happened, but if then he has a bad start to the next season, he could be right. But I still stand by what I said. They shouldn't, because it would start another cycle of Tuchel as well. Tuchel didn't even get the players he wanted, or maybe he wanted, but they certainly didn't work. So, no one will work with Lukaku other than if we get another counter-attacker in, and please don't do that.
It depends. It depends if the new owners think Tuchel's the guy, because it'd make no sense for them to, if they do spend anything this summer, we don't know how that's going to look yet, but let's say they do, and they get players that suits Tuchel's way of football, it'd be really stupid just to get rid of him quick if he started doing bad the next season. So I doubt that. We need some stability at Chelsea, and surely people know it,
Hopefully. I think, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to round this out here. I'm pretty glad it wasn't as a crazy long one, because it means I still have some left of my night, and I don't have to be just going to bed depressed now. So please, ladies and gentlemen, now I appreciate you all very, very much. So please do subscribe. Like I said earlier, we're on the road to 15,000 subscribers. We're 1,200 and a bit away. So every new subscriber counts. I want to get there by the end of the season. So every single one of you that is not subscribed right now, please go down below, hit that big red subscribe button. Tell your mum, tell your nan, tell your dad, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your mates, your girlfriend. Tell all of them to subscribe. They don't always have to watch, but if they tune in every now and again, it's great. But get them all to subscribe. Do you know what I mean? Get that done, please. I would appreciate it very much. Smash the like button as well on your way out. Just one click of a button really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, big shout out to my 2 wonderful guests today. We will be back, well, I suppose on Saturday, probably. And then we'll probably hear what Pice has to say in hindsight to this game. But yeah, not fun, not great. Not sure why did he wait until the 82nd minute to make the freaking subs? He didn't. He made one at halftime and one at the 59th minute. He just waited because if you make all 3 subs by the hour and then you get injured, then you finish the game with 9 players. No manager does that if they have a brain. But yeah, Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching. Rarely does the expression upwards and onwards go more than today. So upwards and onwards, and I'll see you next time.